Hey everybody, welcome into Northern Life. Thanks for being here on this Thursday. You know what stinks as you get older? Getting sick is one of those things.
Yes.
Just before the show here, we're trying to clear our sinuses just to be able to talk.
We're so stuffy. It's like, why do we have to be so stuffy for months on end? Why does it last for so long these days?
Especially, it's tough too when you're reading a teleprompter either on this show or the 4 p.m. too, when you just start talking and you can kind of realize that's kind of going in the back of your throat a little bit. You go, this is not going to be a good situation.
No, not at all. It's not the best feeling in the world at all.
No, it's not. No. You know, it's a great feeling, doing something amazing.
What's that?
Like riding a helicopter. Because earlier this morning, I got to go up in a helicopter with Lake Superior Helicopters by the airport, and you can catch that full story later on this month. That's because they're getting ready to offer their Bentleyville evening flights and adventures to the public. High above Duluth, get to see that winter magic from high above.
Yeah, what was that experience like, Ryan?
I got to tell you, having done a lot of air travel lately, doing this was a lot smoother than riding in an airplane with turbulence.
That's crazy.
Which was pretty remarkable. Our director Shania went along with. We were able to catch so many wonderful views like these you're seeing here on your TV. But it was amazing how smooth it was. It takes some time for the helicopter to warm up and get that motor going. But when we took off, you know, it's not like an airplane. We got to taxi around and find the right runway.
Yeah.
We just got up in the air. Excuse me, my throat again. We got up in the air, and you just take off over buildings. You're like, we're on our way. It's pretty remarkable.
It was funny because I took pictures of you and Shania, and I sent them to Briggs. And look at, because it was almost a year ago that she went up in a plane from that very same airport. And you sent a text while you were up there. You said, I feel like I'm in a giant washing machine.
Yeah, because the blades are spinning around. You're kind of just like shaking and vibrating a little bit. It felt like I was like a piece of clothing.
I'm like a giant sock just rolling around in
That's what it felt
space.
like, but it was a lot of fun.
Pretty
so big
cool.
Thanks to Lake Superior Helicopters. Can't wait to share that full story later on this month.
Yeah, a couple weeks away, that's for sure. We got a lot on this show, however. Coming up today, we'll take you to Durand, Wisconsin, where the renovation of a local bar there has led to the discovery of a massive 140-year-old piece of circus art. John Lordson, our friend from down in the cities, is going to take us there.
Yeah, Hunter's former professor. And later, would you have a dinner party with a group of strangers? We'll get to the trending idea as we take you through our oh yeah or oh heck no on this Thursday. But first, I continue to steal content from Briggs LaSavage's social media accounts when she's away. Sorry about that, Briggs. But I was dying laughing at this video when she took this of her son with her dog, Harry.
Oh boy.
And it seems like Harry might be still a little hesitant or trying to figure out who this person is that's in his home right now. You can kind of tell that. He's not so sure about little Wells there.
Harry's undecisive. Oh my gosh. Harry's going to learn to love Wells, though, of course. Oh my gosh, what a sweet dog and what a sweet baby right there, Wells.
It's the same with my sister's dog, Annie. She still doesn't know very much about her new sister. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, the dog-baby combination.
I see Adam Lorch every single day downstairs with Abby, of course, and Cosmo. And he says that Cosmo is pretty warmed up to Abby now, but still misses all the attention that Cosmo used to only solely get. Now they have to split the time between the baby and the dog, and Cosmo's not a huge fan of that. So maybe Harry won't like all the attention that baby Wells gets over the next few months here.
Yeah, Harry needs some attention. We love you, Harry. We also love you, Wells. Briggs did send me a message the other day. It was a post on Instagram from Fallon, if you watch our Jason show on Northern News Now here. And it's a grid that's trending online as to how your friends see each other. And so we have an example here that Briggs sent us. And so Hunter and I were going to go one by one to say, what does Hunter think I am when it comes to me being an animal or a place or a plant, those sorts of things. So any on there that stand out to you, Hunter, that you would attribute to me in those categories?
I think I'm going to start off with beverage, of course.
Sure.
And I'm going to say iced coffee from McDonald's because you get that every single day.
That is true.
That totally reminds me of you.
My beverage for you would probably be bottled water.
Bottled water? That makes sense.
That'd probably be it. I associate the fall season with you. I think you're a big fan of the fall season.
That makes sense. I think as far as animals go, dogs, one of your favorite animal. I'd probably associate a dog with you. Place, Maple Grove, obviously. I think of you whenever I hear of Maple Grove. Plant, I have no idea what kind of plant you would be. Is that, do you have a plant for me by chance?
Cactus? I don't know.
Maybe a cactus? Well, you're not really prickly or anything like that.
Thank you.
You're a relatively likable fella.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to think of character.
I know.
I wish we had more time. I mean, we probably could have done our homework before we did the show.
I've always thought of myself kind of John Candy-esque.
Yeah, I could see planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah. For you, though, I don't know who you would end up being? Do you have something for yourself?
As a character?
Yeah, as a character.
I do not know.
Maybe Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
I think that'd probably be pretty good for the two of us.
Yeah, Steve Martin, John Candy.
Yeah,
There we go.
I think that's
like
a good combination. Well, you could probably take a screenshot of that at home and try it out with your friends as well.
There we go. Yeah, post on our Facebook. We'd love to see that.
Give it a shot. Well, lots of kids want to be police officers when they grow up, and 6-year-old Thomas Martins from Mankato, Minnesota, taking that to the next level. That's the character he wants to play, is to be a cop. Because since this summer, he has been directing traffic in his neighborhood, and he says he is doing it to make everyone a little safer out there. It's all started when a Mankato police officer visited his preschool, and his mom shared how they watched a lot of Mr. Rogers together since he was very little. And one of the things Mr. Rogers talks about is looking for helpers. And so that was something they started doing in the community, was looking for people who were helping, just like the police officers down there.
So sweet. I love seeing him directing traffic. I don't know if he's fully qualified to be doing that quite yet, but
yeah,
very, very cool. Did you ever want to be a police officer when you were younger?
I'm trying to remember what I wanted to be when I was younger. I think I wanted to be a teacher at first.
Yeah.
I actually never thought I'd be a newscaster because I hate reading.
Yeah, I hate reading. That's fair.
And guess what? I do it for a living now. I really love math, which is kind of funny because I just did not care for reading, but now I do it every day for a living.
You could have been a meteorologist with the whole math and everything like that.
I
That would have been awesome.
How about you? What did you want to be?
There was a brief period I did want to be a cop, and that was back. I watched the Andy Griffith Show when I was little.
That's a good show.
Yeah, I love it. I wanted to be Andy Taylor from that show. So, but
oh my gosh.
I didn't know I wanted to be a meteorologist until I was in 11th grade, and I took that aptitude test.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love performing. I love the weather. Why not mix the two loves? And here we are today, Ryan.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Well, hey, the circus has come to a small town Wisconsin bar thanks to a magnificent piece of history. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Looking at this list further, animal, place, and plant. Hunter, for you, I'd probably say teddy bear for animal.
Oh,
I think that's a pretty good one. And then place, I think just anywhere in our region, and then that kind of goes with plant too. I'm thinking like a tall pine tree.
Pine tree, white pine, red pine, fern, perhaps. Any kind of specific?
I was
pine
not
tree?
ready for that. Let's go with whichever one drops pine cones.
Okay, so yeah, I think both
probably
red
all
and
of
white.
them.
Yeah, I think they all mostly do,
Okay.
but that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I was thinking along the lines of season for you,
Right.
and I think summer because you're a warm human being. You're inviting to everybody, and sometimes you burn people.
That's where the Steve Martin comes out, where I need a little warming up. Need a little warming up first. But I think those are good. Good job.
I like that. There we go. Nuts.
Beverage too, McDonald's Diet Coke.
Oh yeah,
Always
just
good.
had that today. One of my
Always
favorite
good.
things.
Well, hey, in other news, in Durand, Wisconsin, an amazing piece of circus history has been uncovered during a business renovation.
Oh yeah, John Lordson, our buddy here, shows us how the Wisconsin bar is still celebrating the discovery a decade later.
I like Wisconsin beer.
I think we all do.
Wisconsin bars are known for their pints and their patrons. About the last thing you'd expect to discover in such a place would be 55 feet of ancient artwork.
I was really surprised once we took out electrical plate covers and seen it went the whole length of the wall. Well, it's like curiosity for sure, like what is under here?
It was 2015, and Ron Berger was renovating the Corral Bar and Riverside Grill in Durand with the goal of adding a banquet room. Nearly the second he went to work, something caught his eye.
I'm going to cut this doorway through and run into this buffalo charging at me all the time. What the heck is under here? Because we had no idea.
As he tore down more of the wall, he discovered the buffalo was part of a hidden circus billboard from August 17th, 1885. The circus had elephants, giraffes, lions, even sea creatures, allegedly.
I don't even recognize some of the fish on here.
Them two fish on top, they're extinct.
The menagerie of animals and performers were brought together by one man.
This Miles Orton, you can see him, he's controlling like 4 different horses. There's a ballerina up on one. He was probably one of the greatest equestrians ever.
And one of the greatest showmen ever. Ron knows all about Orton now, but it initially took some research. After making this unlikely discovery, he contacted a historian at Circus World in Baraboo.
We were digging into it for weeks and couldn't find nothing.
Then one night, Ron stumbled upon a website that told him everything he needed to know about Miles Orton, including the fact that he brought his great Anglo-American circus to town in the 1880s.
For whoever did this piece were the best in the world.
Orton's circus performers likely put the giant poster on the side of the building for all to see. It was visible from the street, the train station, even from the river.
This would be like the Super Bowl ad of the day. The more I kept learning, the more we got to save this. It was just, like I said, almost divine.
For 10 straight days, a local artist and others used distilled water and cotton balls to clean the poster and bring it back to life.
They also had to use a simple scrapbooking paste to glue parts of the mural back onto the wood.
After Ron got a good deal on a glass wall, he went from preserving the past to displaying it. And that's when a different kind of circus came to town. Curious sightseers from well beyond Dairyland.
From Russia, China, all over the place. I mean, Malaysia, you look through the book, France.
For this Wisconsin bar, the show must go on. Visitors are always welcome. And Ron believes they can spend all day looking at the giant poster from the past and still not see everything.
Well, we go over there to see all their castles and stuff, so why shouldn't somebody come here and see something unique that we have?
Like a mural in a bar in Wisconsin.
That's true.
When you see people respond to it, if you go through the comments in the book, no, it gives you goosebumps. Because it's part of history that's long forgotten. There's just not much example of this out there.
In Durand with photojournalist Ben Harper, John Lortson, WCCO News.
That is pretty incredible.
Yeah, how is something like that preserved that well for that long? That looks so cool. What
I think
a cool piece of history.
Somebody must have strategically put it there, and whoever did put it there must have been very thankful that they did not tear down that building entirely, or else that would have been very sad.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever put that ad up there, hopefully someone hires them to put other ads in other places, you know? They're pretty good at their job for keeping it up there for that long.
They're pretty good at their job. Well, hey, talking about history too quickly, I got them on my phone here thanks to your viewer messages on our Northern Life Facebook. And remember we talked to you about Mary's mother who voted the other day at the age of 91 years old.
Yep.
She told us recently, because we're asking when that first election was for her, she said her first presidential election she voted in was 1956. And I think from our viewer Cindy, said that was an Eisenhower election.
It was Eisenhower, okay.
Way back when.
That's a long, long time ago,
Yeah.
and cool to be participating still so many years later. So congratulations, that's very cool.
Very cool. Hey, for shoppers out there, this is cool this weekend. It marks the return of the Duluth Junk Hunt. It's a 2-day indoor market filled with rusty, chippy, vintage goodness. Vendors come from all over, bringing in the coolest antique finds and repurposed pieces. Tickets are available at the door tomorrow and Saturday at the deck.
I always wanted to go there.
Same here.
This is Heidi Stang written all over
Yep.
it, though. She goes
Yep.
every single year, so that's going to be a lot of fun for her and a bunch of people. Have a lot of fun down there.
It's going to be good stuff. Hey, coming up after the break, we're going to meet a company bridging the gap between strangers over dinner. When I see you as a hobby hunter, but it's more like it's fun for you, but I think it's also work for you. The hobby being doing concerts.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
music,
Yeah,
yeah.
music.
It is. It can be work sometimes, but it still is a lot of fun. For some reason, with plants, ever since I first saw the word plant, I've been thinking the word fern, and I don't know why fern. I have no reason for it, but that was the first thing that came to my mind like 30 minutes ago. So I'm going to say fern for plants, and I don't have an explanation
You're
for it.
firm in your fern stance.
Yes, and now
So firm,
the
you're
list
dropping
is on the
papers
ground.
everywhere. Well, hey, let's mark the return of oh yeah or oh heck no. It's been a minute. Young people are increasingly turning to an old-fashioned way of making connections to fight the loneliness epidemic, and they are dinner parties with a twist. Many using new apps and social media platforms to bring together groups of strangers through dinner parties to bridge connections among an unlikely group of people. That's like a website called Time Left. That's what they're all about. They're arranging dinners with strangers. So Hunter, would you be willing to try something like this? Oh yeah or oh heck no?
Oh, I can barely get dinner with friends going. It's tough to get a dinner with strangers going too, you know? I mean, A, I don't know if I'd have time, but B, if I had time, I'd try it out, meet some new people, you know?
I think it's worth a try, but I'm going to say oh heck no, just because I think I just have so much anxiety when it comes to if the conversation dies between all those strangers and the meals haven't even come out yet. I don't know what I'd talk about.
Sometimes it's hard with people you know, even holding a conversation, you know? So yeah, I'm with you. Oh heck no.
I think it's a good idea though.
Yes.
I'll say oh yeah to the idea, oh heck no
For you
would
personally.
I do it? Yeah.
Yes,
right,
us personally.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, how about this? A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in the Wizard of Oz movie on the auction block nearly 2 decades after a thief stole the iconic shoes who was convinced they were adorned with real jewels. Heritage Auctions down in Dallas, Texas announcing online bidding has started and will continue on through December 7th. The iconic shoes were on loan to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota, but sadly they were stolen in 2005. Their whereabouts remained a mystery until the FBI recovered those in 2018. And as of recording time, the bid currently at $825,000. Hunter, would you buy those? Do you think that's a reasonable number? Oh yeah or oh heck no?
I'm going to say oh heck no, only because we're from this area, obviously. I think it should be more. I think it's so iconic.
Yeah.
They should bring that number up, and it should be in the millions, I think, for sure.
I think the shoes themselves are so iconic and should fetch a great number.
Yes.
But I think the story now added on to them should increase their value.
I'm 100% with you. So let's shoot
Yeah.
it up into maybe, I don't know, what would you put? I would say $10 million or something.
Oh
like
wow!
that.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna say 1.7 million.
1.7? Oh, we'll have to see what
that'll
happens.
be my guess.
Okay, we'll have to see what happens at the end there. Hollywood is hoping Thanksgiving will bring some magic reminiscent of the last year's Barbenheimer box office. Analysts are looking at The Wicked to conjure up an opening weekend worth $80 to $85 million when it debuts November 22nd, and Gladiator 2 is expected to haul in $55 to $65 million in the same weekend. Then, 5 days later, Moana 2 sets sail, charting a course for $100 million or more over the 5-day holiday weekend. Ryan, oh yeah or heck no? Any of those looking good to you right now?
I think Wicked's looking good. I've seen Wicked, the musical, a couple times on stage, even once in London.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to watch that, see how they do it in the movie setting. But Moana 2 and Gladiator 2, I think both of those are going to be worth seeing.
See, I never watched the original Moana. Was that really good?
I loved the original Moana. Great music, great story.
I should probably check it out. I mean, I love Disney. It is Disney, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, maybe we'll check it out together.
I'm going to say, oh yeah, they're definitely worth watching.
I'll say, oh yeah, too. Why not?
Hey, coming up after the break, going to share a few exciting events when we come back.
Not even a category, Ryan. But I'm going to say on this list, songs that remind me of you. And
Sure.
one is the Bald Head theme song, which, can you do that real quick for
You
me?
ever seen those commercials for the ideas that people have? The bulb head?
Yeah. Ever since I've known you, you've sang that song. Same with, is it Gavin DeGraw?
Gavin DeGraw?
I don't want to be
Anything other than
what
good
up.
stuff.
Great song.
It's a great song.
Those two are
Yeah.
your songs.
If there were a band on here, probably say Def Leppard. But color, I think you're like a warm burnt orange. You know, you're inviting, you're warm. Yeah.
Like a big sun or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I kinda
That'd be
like
my
that.
color for you on that
Okay.
list.
Well, there we go. I think we covered everything on the list.
I think we got all
There
9.
But listen here, Northern News Now is once again seeking blood donors as we partner with Memorial Blood Centers to host a blood drive. The blood drive will be held Monday and Tuesday at Pier B Resort in Duluth. Memorial Blood Centers operates in Minnesota and Wisconsin and relies on the local community to donate blood to help ensure a safe and stable blood supply is available to area hospitals and other partners. So go ahead and sign up. I'm sure there's still plenty of spots available, and always a good cause to be a part of as we head into next week.
Yeah,
for sure.
Michelle and Catherine with Memorial Blood Centers have always been great. It's always a good time down there at Pier B. Hope to see you there.
Yep, amen to that.
Before we go, actually, you can't even get to that story.
We don't have time.
We'll catch you tomorrow. We love you. Have a good night.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.